with our commitment to promoting political and economic development, democracy, international peace and security.
Nigeria and the Gambia are not only strategic partners in areas of health and education, but also leading contributors in ECOWAS to bring peace in the sub-region.
The Federal Republic of Nigeria has been in the forefront of the struggle for African independence, unity and development. This reception, marking the 52nd independence anniversary of Nigeria, is therefore an auspicious occasion to pay tribute to the founding fathers of this great African nation and to recognize and acknowledge the sterling contributions of its current leaders in fostering African unity and solidarity.
As Nigerians the world over celebrate this day, they will look back on the achievements registered by this great nation and her people, but also look forward to paving the way for a more progressive future. For Grts News, I am Fatou Jassi.
The government of the Republic of the Gambia and the government of the Republic of Cote d'Ivoire have signed an agreement for a joint commission between the two countries at the premises of the permanent mission of Cote d'Ivoire to the United Nations. A media dispatch from the Minister of Foreign Affairs says the signing of the joint commission on Thursday, September 27, heralds renewed commitment from both countries to further strengthen bilateral ties and cooperation in tourism, agriculture, security, education, science, technology, energy, among a host of sectors. The Joint Commission is also designed to serve as a platform for political dialogue on regional and global issues of mutual concern. Dr. Mamadou Tangara, Minister for Foreign Affairs of the Republic of the Gambia, and Daniel Kablan Duncan, Minister of Foreign Affairs of the Republic of Cote d'Ivoire, endorsed the agreement on behalf of their respective governments. Meanwhile, government of the Gambia has formally established diplomatic relations with two Pacific Island countries, the Republic of Nauru and the Republic of Kiribati. The Gambia, Nauru and Kiribati are members of the Africa, Caribbean and Pacific group of countries. They are also members of several multilateral organizations struggling to combat poverty and sharing similar goals and aspirations. Thousands of mourners this evening converged on Sukuta to attend the burial of the late Aissatou Bojang, a woman believed to have been murdered on Tuesday. Louis Mendy reports it was a grievous moment for family and friends who attended the funeral.
This emotional scene is a testimony of the pain and grief that gripped the entire Sukuta this evening. Relatives of the deceased and husband Lamin Sanyang, who flew from England to witness the interment, were not only emotionally wrecked, but inconsolable. They seem not to comprehend the anguish that befell them. A long procession of men and women, all sympathizers, known and unknown, stormed the Bojang's family to pay their final respect to the late Aissatou. Many, including relatives and in-laws, who made their voices solemnly heard in this praying ground, described the deceased as a character with an ardent faith in God and in man. Others, including Ismaila Bey, the Imam of Sukuta, counseled patience and forgiveness, and at the same time warned parents to school their children, to bar them from becoming threats to the peace and tranquility the Gambia is known for since time immemorial. Now cut off from the world of the living, Aissatou was accompanied to the other side of the world with recitations of grandiose verses from the Holy Quran. Louis Mendy, GRTS.
May her soul rest in eternal peace. The Gambia Armed Forces informs the general public that it would conduct a live firing exercise at the Lance Corporal Bojang Range in Brikama from Wednesday 3rd to Saturday 6 October 2012. A media release from the Gambia Armed Forces says this forms part of the final field training exercise for the junior, senior as well as the military police cadre and will involve the use of live ammunition and the movement of troops around the vicinity of the range. In light of this, the release adds, the public, especially residents of Brikama and satellite villages, are urged to avoid the area of the exercise during this period. The Bakau APRC Youth Bureau recently celebrated its one-year anniversary. The commemoration availed members the platform to take stock of their achievements and shortcomings, as well as reaffirm their unflinching support and loyalty to President Jammeh and the APRC party. Louis Mendy has more. That report will come later in the news. Residents of Daru Busumbala recently stormed their community farm for weeding exercise, which brought together women and elders of the community. Residents say they are motivated to till more of the land in the wake of President Jammeh's clarion call. Details in this report. According to Aissatou Ba, is derived from the Gambian leader's clarion call for Gambians to go back to the land and ensure food self-sufficiency. She believes that farming will surely help in easing the constraints for family heads, and therefore called on women from all over the country to embark on massive farming exercises to ease the burden. The 1-hectare farm cultivated with sesame is a pilot project for residents of Busumbala, who say this is their first time for them to come together as a community and cultivate a farm. And this, Amidumbuya says, is thanks to President Jammeh, who has over the years endeavored to encourage Gambians, especially women, to go back to the land. Seydou Langley said the tractor given to them by the President of the Republic has gone a long way in making their work easier and less time-consuming. He therefore thanked President Jammeh for the gesture and described him as a man who has the best interests of Gambians at heart. He assured him of their continuous support at all times. The National Assembly member for Kombonot, Parliament Jata, commended his people, especially the women folk, for their dedication and steadfastness, and at the same time commended President Jammeh for encouraging Gambians to farm.
Before, we all know that in the Gambia, farming was about to die. But through his intervention, he called us to go back to land for our own interests. We are not working for the president, we are working for ourselves. And today, Sunday, I'm embarking on meet the peoples at their own farms to see for myself that my people, they are working. And thank God, we are in Old Yundum presently. They have a sesame farm, and it's about 1 acre plus. And definitely we are expecting a bumper harvest.
The exercise is a manifestation that Gambians, old and young alike, are answering to the clarion call of the Gambian leader for people to eat what they grow and grow what they eat for food self-sufficiency. For Grts News, I am Aissatou Mane. That report takes us to our first break. We'll be right back. Welcome back. More than 100 people have died in Nigeria after severe floods hit parts of the country. Reports say more than 60,000 people are homeless and that health officials are on alert after news of a cholera outbreak. And members of the commission tasked to investigate South Africa's Marikana massacre have visited the cemetery of the fallen miners. We have details of this and other stories in this African News Roundup.
An attempt to reconstruct the events on the ground. A month and a half after the bloodshed in the Marikana mine, the Inquiry Commission went to the spot where 34 miners were shot to death on the 16th of August by South African police. The spreading strike in the mining industry saw the killing of 5 more since Sunday. The Independent Commission started its investigation in tense conditions.
The incident is actually the culmination of a lot of structural failures, and that if the Commission doesn't look at it properly, the risk is that it's going to happen again. And we're seeing, that the strikes are continuing.
On Monday, lawyers, unions and reporters stood in a minute of silence paying tribute to the workers who died in the strike. The lawyers are asking the government to pay for the transportation of the families so that they can take part in the investigation. Some 150 people died and 60,000 more were left homeless. The floods in half of Nigeria have caused great havoc, and food supplies for displaced residents could run out if the floods persist. The Red Cross is worried about cholera. More than 100 cases have already been recorded. Her name is Hawa Aden Mohammed.